In a world where local musicians and artists are unrated, underappreciated, unnoticed, battered, abused, and swept under the rug.
Living show to show without secure benefits like medieval jesters.
Run with the kittens.
You're actually listening to it right now. I played a song for my hamster that just died.
Play, absolutely.
I lied.
Underplayed and underpaid.
Real local music.
Use what you have.
All the canned rock stuff. And the can't rock stuff, too.
Chuck wood around.
We won't get into that.
That's a good thing.
Mondays at 6 p.m.
What was special to me, really cool, amazing, incredible. Like, I need to rise up to this level.
Phenomenal.
Definitely incredible.
Probably the coolest.
Strong. You're a people-aholic.
Oh.
Wow, you're killing me.
I'll try not to swear.
CFRU 93.3.
Wow, the food was
Delicious.
had a smorgasbord of awesomeness.
It's not your regular breakfast sausage.
I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus.
Welcome to another installment of Underplayed and Underpaid. It's Brian McNeil, and we got another fun show for you. The format of Underplayed and Underpaid is that we like to promote local talent. If you're just playing here, or come out and interview you, or come on into the station and play magic cards. We got You the Band, Rufus and Jeremy from You the Band are in the station. They just put away their magic cards are still on the table.
Still on the table. There's still a possibility of games happening here.
Yeah.
There are some.
I might cloud shift out of the room. You never know.
Cloud shift. I'm going to trample over him and speak what I want to say.
Thing is, I might have an indestructible creature sitting there that redirects all damage right back onto him. Making sure that I win.
You guys were playing as I showed up.
Yeah.
Who was winning? Who won?
He kicked my. He won.
If you want to check out the other interviews that I've done with You the Band, you got to go to YouTube for the first one because it didn't show up in the archives at cfru.ca. And we talked about the writing process, influences, the basic stuff.
Cup size.
Yeah, that's so.
A lot of our listeners buy clothing items for us because they've seen us on stage and they realize that there's not a lot of money going around the band. So there's a lot of really crummy clothes.
There's really a shocking disconnect between our unbelievably articulate music and our unbelievably inarticulate clothing attire.
So putting cup size, things like 32 size waist out there.
Inseams. We have inseams.
32.
I don't know what they are though.
That kind of stuff. It's really important to us because we get a lot of donations.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then on their second interview, we covered, and it's available in the archives, it is September 16th, 2013. You can check that out at cfru.ca in the archives. And that was when we had multiple bands in here. You guys were in here. We had Captain Bring Down and the Buzzkills call in, Plan 37 call in, and Halfway to Barstow and Pie in the Sky. They all called in.
Oh, yeah, we had multiples on that one. We were expecting multiples. We got multiples. And, we stomached it. It was an awful lot of volume, but we took it back and we dealt with it. We made sure that everybody was full at the end, and feeling good.
We definitely fit it all in.
And fit it all into that little small segment of time we had on air.
And that was to promote an upcoming show, which was at the Red Papaya, put on by AWWI Music, or AWI, I don't know if you know. And there was a speed competition that you decided you were going to challenge. And
what actually happened with that was we were, toying with metronome speeds, and we were really trying to, using the tap meter and just getting the metronome up to speed. But there wasn't actually a metronome that could properly quantify what we were doing at that show. All the bands were so fast that they're actually the rhythm disappeared and there wasn't a rhythm.
We actually the drummer of the one band was played so fast that he promptly became residual through osmosis of the air. Very small alcohol vapors became so intoxicated that he got arrested and was thrown in the tank because of that. Only because of vapors. Alcohol vapors.
It's like a cloud of ether.
Espers.
So, thanks again for coming out to another episode of Underplayed and Underpaid. I want to thank everybody for listening.
I'd thank me too for that.
Yeah. And I noticed on your Facebook band page, something I didn't notice before, but you guys have aliases. Mr. Fever, Hen to Montana, Pancake Porterhouse, and Donna Jewel. Where did you guys come up with these names and why?
They're from a long time ago, and it was really just because my real name, Jim Jack June, just doesn't have it has a ring to it, but everybody
I'm
comes
pretty sure there was a country artist back in the 47 who put out one album called The Quantity of Tears. Which is a pretty sad country album named Jim Jack June.
Actually, it was The Quantity of Tears Could Fill My Beers is what it was.
Yeah.
And
so that was a big problem for us. We didn't want to be associated with country music, and so Jim Jack June over here decided to change his name to Pancake Porterhouse.
And, your wife, April May... What does she think of the new album? Because you guys are dropping a new album in Orangeville this weekend, Saturday, February 8th, from
Guelph.
7 till 9.
Guelph tonight. It's Guelph this week.
This weekend?
On the 7th.
On the 7th, Friday the 7th.
I
At
totally
the bar. At the bar.
bar.
Yeah, which is a beautiful place.
A lot of
to see
tickets
show.
sold. You better get your tickets soon, brother.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we can do a ticket giveaway, and maybe I can call in from my cell phone.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe we could just give one to you, and that'd probably work out.
So, make sure you
So
get
we've
ready
got
to
our
call.
2 release shows. Yeah, so we got the one on Friday at the E-Bar, and then we got one in Orangeville the next day, Saturday.
At a head shop.
At the Altered Native.
Right.
And that one's an early show, so if any
Yeah.
of you Orangevillians are out there, we're starting playing at 7. They didn't want the cops to break up the show this
Which is
time.
what happens every time we play in Orangeville.
Yeah. It's a very lame place.
If you're playing to Orange Villains, I'm pretty sure that the cops would be showing up
Yeah.
on a regular basis. So does the new album have a new name?
We are.
We are.
We are you.
We are you.
Yep.
Make sure you check that out. And how do you get a hold of it?
Well, right now, we're not doing CDs anymore because of the collapse of the CD market, which is due to a rising of sourdough loaf breads being sold at stores. You can see that the two are inversely correlative.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I love sourdough bread.
I know, and ever
this is what
since you
happened.
started loving it, CD sales have been going down. So I can
Fennel
put
seeds.
a little bit of flax in there, a little bit of flax. It adds a little bit of crunch, also a little dynamic flavor, but brings down CD sales. You know what I'm saying? So since the bottom dropped out of the CD sales market, we have digital downloads now that you can purchase. Currently, it's on iTunes and Amazon, and it's hard to search because they screwed up the search engines, which is awesome. They're fixing it right now. But
good.
you can type the letter U in iTunes and get our album, and it sounds badass, wicked slick.
Yeah, and then
No doubt for sure.
as it stands, we've had some problems with record pressing, so we won't have the vinyls for the show on Friday, but we will have download cards. So if you don't feel like supporting iTunes or Amazon or anything like that, you can buy the download cards straight from us.
5 bones. 5 bones. 5 bones.
And
They're 5
I
bones.
guess also if you can't,
5 bones.
if you're like me and you don't have a credit card and you can't go on the iTunes and do the thing, come see your show
5 bones.
for $5.
Five
You get a download
bucks,
card.
you can get the album.
$5 foot long.
Except that it's like 4 inches. Well, anyhow.
It's 4 inches, you're right.
Yeah.
2.5. So you guys also did a Guelph listening party at the Music Lives office. I want to say,
Oh, that was
hello,
romantic.
Hey.
That was romantic.
That was definitely intimate.
High Music Live guys who let us do that, and Gain guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It's nice to have people out and have them listen to the album, and there was a lot of really negative comments, which was nice.
Yeah, people burned it down to the ground.
Yeah.
Pretty much the first thing they said is, who are these egomaniacs and why have they wasted exactly 48 minutes of my time? Or is it 56?
It's 60.
60? Oh, frick. Whatever the hell time it is. This is the thing, is that time actually collapsed on itself. They were so bored and so irritated by the experience itself. 2 of them took out jobs as car salesmen right afterwards, immediately following.
And I will tell you, their commissions are skyrocketing.
And there was just photographs of the event. It
Yeah.
was like a seance.
Yeah, I don't know how you caught me with my pants on yet again, but it was a very there was a lot of worship sort of thing going on there. Mm-hmm. It was actually in an actual note. It was very awkward for me. I wanted to describe things the whole time, right? But I didn't want to totally ruin. So I tried to wait for moments where I'm like, oh, this is a good time to say something here, and then try to say it. But then because
As most people know that listen to us, there's not a lot of space.
yeah, you want to because when it's about when it's an exposition, you want to be utterly flagellant. You just want to like spew it all out, get it out there, so nobody finds out any secrets afterwards and makes fun of you. So you're just like, oh, this is the song I did when I had my transgender surgery. And this is, don't find out about it later, find out about it now.
Yeah.
Comments expressed on Underplayed and Underpaid are not the opinions of the CFRU radio station. Just throwing that out there. Like, I have to every time these guys are in here. Did you? I think you were asking for reviews via the Facebook.
Yeah.
I got tons of them.
We got one really amazing one from this guy who does this radio program called Underpaid and Underplayed. Actually, one of the most articulate and awesome reviews we've ever had.
It was.
We really appreciated that.
And we're going to be posting them after this weekend, which will be cool. I got a lot, actually. Everybody who attended gave me a wicked, really cool review. Some people gave me some very strange reviews, which I appreciate greatly. Mm-hmm. And but no, it was generally a positive thing, except for those horrible comments where we turn people into car salesmen.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about we give the listeners a taste of the new album?
Oh, should we just do like an a cappella thing right now?
We can do that.
Oh, I gotta do the bass on this one. That's mostly what the bassist does.
Actually, I have some pre-recorded stuff. You want me to play that?
Just play some pre-recorded stuff.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I got it. Line select 1, line select 1.
What if it's really loud?
I don't know. Line select.
It's
okay.
What song is this? DJ One Source? D1 Source.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we're good. Enjoy.
Things I never tried.
Is that's just the thing, you know what I'm
That song was called The Duct Tape Solution by You the Band on Jazz Radio 93.3 FM.
It's a throwback to Dave Brubeck.
Is this the same song, or are we now into the next one?
Oh, you should pause it, you jerk.
Pause it. What did you do?
Pause it. This guy's a jerk.
Oh, man. Now we got more music going on. I'm sorry about that. That was
the bassist's fault.
It wasn't me this time.
Yeah, well, anyway, next we have Wynton Marsalis playing a 4-hour-long trumpet solo.
Yeah. A cappella.
You're listening to Underplayed and Underpaid on University of Guelph Community Campus Radio. The format of the show is we like to promote local talent, and we got You the Band in here. This is the third time we've got you on the show, and I want to thank you guys again for coming out.
We love being here.
So the last song there, A Duct Tape Solution, what's it about?
It's about becoming a thing. It's about becoming something that you don't want to be, but you have to be. And it's a duct tape solution because you just have to do it.
What it is, and this is what the song's about. I was on a sabbatical, and I was, you know, when you carry a canoe for long distances on your shoulder. I can't remember. Portaging. Thank you. I had just finished a long portage and was just getting on a pristine lake. I believe it was called Heart Lake, and there I was out in the crystal clear lake, and my boat sprung a leak. And the only thing I had to fix it was, lo and behold, a piece of duct tape.
A single piece that you just had.
And so I only survived the wilderness because I found that duct tape solution, and that's what that song's about.
Very good. It reminds me of Peanut Butter Solution, which is a movie from my youth. I don't know. You guys.
Except my hair didn't turn gray and flash out like the, in a fro.
And then some guy gets, he's like, what did they do? He put him up in the rafters, and the hair kept growing, and he
that didn't happen.
Okay, yeah. And we could have talked about the WD-40 solution, and the opposite of the duct tape in Canada anyway.
The WD-40 solution allows you to thumb it in soft. That should be their actual logo. WD-40 allows you to thumb it in soft.
All right, well, I hope you
I copyrighted that.
Listening and enjoying the interview. So this new album called We Are is available on iTunes, and you can also come to the shows and get the download cards.
Yep.
And you guys have vinyl coming out. And talk about
double vinyl.
The artwork.
Double vinyl.
The artwork. Yeah. Okay, this is something that we decided to do to make it a little bit more interactive, a little more interactive album without using the internet. Which is most people's fallback these days when it comes to interactive. So what we've done is we've included a stencil that we will use to actually create the cover of the album you buy. And we will spray paint your cover.
Whatever color you want.
Whatever color you want. And then we will give you the stencil for to keep.
Gratis.
Gratis.
Which doesn't mean cheese, ironically.
Yeah. Well, not
ironically at all, actually.
No. And then you can give that to your children to trace with.
Wait a second. If I was to say, here, have this cheese gratis, and then I would say, ironically, that doesn't mean cheese, that would work a little better.
No. If you were to say redundantly, I didn't say cheese right after saying cheese.
Ooh, this is one of my favorite things about being. This is one of my favorite things about being in the university is when somebody says this in class. Puts up their hand, and the teacher or whatever, guest lecturer or looks at them and says, "Yes, do you have a question?" He says, "Random question." The top, and then they say a question that is about the topic material that the teacher's talking about.
It's no longer random.
So there's nothing random about it. That's how my irony.
Pointed question. Pointed
question directly on topic.
I think that's what they mean.
That is what they mean.
It's pretty obvious.
Random just means pointed question now. So, for example, when I say pointed question, it means totally unexpected and not intentional. Pointed question. No, I don't have anything to say after that.
So, do you fear repercussions of people taking the stencil and bombing
giving them
downtown?
to their children?
No, and going around downtown and spray painting.
You know what?
All over the place.
If you're a person who is the cleaner of discharge, then you will put it on horrible things and you will be a jerk. But if you put it on something like industrial buildings that look like crap or places that are, not beautiful old buildings or someone's house or anything like that, then you're awesome. If it's art, it's awesome. If it's a waste of time that some jerk with a marker does, I'm not going to point any names, jerk with a marker, and then you're a jerk, and you should go outside, buy yourself some swaddling clothes, recreate the crucifix, and crucify yourself.
That's an interesting self-punishment you've created there.
Yeah, well, it's hard to hammer nails into your own hands.
I know. Well, that's the part that I was thinking was interesting.
Well, you might have to get some help, and I'm sure that the person whose nice building you drew on would be happy. They get the one nail for you.
Trick is finding a nice hill.
Yeah. Oh God, you need a hill. Well, you can do it up at the Church of Our Lady. That would be fittingly appropriate, wouldn't it?
And then, fittingly offensive.
Our interviewer looks nervous now.
Oh no, I'm not a church-going guy. I'm trying to figure out some kind of a joke that's like, the beloved, Mother Mary loves you. That's the sign or something like that right in front of the church. That would be really cool. So where are we here? Writing process for the new album. How does it compare to previous albums from Jerry Can, Sinister, Trailer Park Magic?
Yeah, this one, if you can imagine being at one of those glory hole places, this is a lot like
the donut shop in
the classy ones?
the glory hole, where you never know what's on the other side of the wall. That's how we wrote this album. It was like
everything being forced through a very small hole.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this feels interesting,
and you don't know where it's going. But imagine 4 people trying to do that at once.
Yeah, 4 people. That means that there had to be at least 4 other realities on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
And that's how the writing process went, except we had guitars and drums. But other than that...
And there wasn't a hole.
Yeah, and there wasn't a hole. But it was like a glory hole.
And I was initially going to ask if it was going to be a classy glory hole or like one of the new, cheap ones that I've visited.
I would say 50-50. In the bathroom stall. In the bathhouse. In the...
Is it an industrial park glory hole or is it a town hall?
Is it a washroom in a park?
With George Michael lingering outside.
Possibly inside.
We just talked about that. Is there a single song that you created on this album specifically for popularity?
They were all written for Hannah Montana, who actually took my name. So we're writing it. I guess that's a Giznip show.
Yeah,
it's a Giznip show.
Giznip.
Yeah, so we wrote all the songs for that.
Walt Giznip.
But they turned them all down. So they were all meant to be very popular. At least with the kids. Because kids are really excited to hear about topics like politics and anything to do
polygamy.
With, polygamy and all kinds of interesting topics. Like Stephen Harper.
Kids
love Stephen Harper.
They especially love Harper hair. Have you seen that? Harper hair? Oh, it's awesome. It's a little helmet you put on and you look just like Stephen Harper.
No way.
Harper hair. No, I just made it up. It's an absolute lie.
Well, patented 2014. You the band.
Yeah, Jim Jam June or whatever the hell I called myself earlier.
What will fans of you be hearing on this album that they haven't heard before?
Oh, my bass guitar.
Yeah, you'll be hearing his bass guitar because it wasn't in the last one. That's true. You'll also be able to hear, I don't know. It's definitely different than the last album because the last album we were trying to actually write radio hits because we were on a major label. And after that foray and getting ceremoniously dumped without ever selling a single copy, which is awesome. How many other bands can say that? We didn't actually sell a single copy while we were on a major label, and we got dumped unceremoniously. Actually, it was totally. There was no ceremony whatsoever. Actually, they just wouldn't answer our phone calls, and then they held the physical copies of our album and wouldn't give them to us. So we attacked them legally, which seems to work against labels apparently. And then we got them back. And then we were selling them ourselves. But the new one has no record label, and we are our own label, and I label us as awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Really.
You get a thumbs up for me. A big Don Cherry thumbs up. So what has Gain been doing for you lately?
Oh,
Nick
they
and Liam.
just get a little close. They just get a little. Sometimes me and Nick get together on the weekend. We just get a little cardboard box, no big deal. We get a little cardboard box and we cut holes in it and like make it look like a house.
Yeah.
And then we dig the cardboard and we make flowers and stuff. And then he and I hang out in there and we have tea. And, we talk about things past, St. Swithin's Day.
It's funny, and he doesn't know this, nor does Nick. But one time I was actually outside of the box with a large
thinking. Were you
LED,
thinking too?
No, well, I was thinking, but my thought was I could get a large LED light and shine it in, and they'll think that it's aliens come to abduct them.
Oh,
and
that's how it happened.
Yeah. So basically, what I did was I shined this really big light into the small holes that they had cut into their cardboard box to look like windows with blinds.
It explains the music from X-Files too.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't think aliens listen to that? Come on. And anyway, so I think that at that point, Nick and Jared got a little bit close. Maybe
we were both going for the tea at the same time is what happened.
Yeah.
And then we got what was called a tea bag. We hit our heads together.
Right, that's what that is. It explains so much.
Which song on the album was inspired by this incident?
A duct tape solution.
All right, how about we play another song so we can calm down and catch our breaths?
Sure, I think that you'll have to give me a second here.
Yeah, sure. What's the song about?
I can get mine ready faster.
This is what's it called, Jer?
Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't something or other.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one. All right. So this one is called "The Topic Man."
That was You the Band, and we're rolling right into the next song.
Oh, it keeps doing that. It's what's called a
Apple.
Apple. And I've actually I've taken a piece of a needle, or a full needle perhaps, and I've put little dents into the apple to make it play that song.
Then we spin it as fast as we can.
Yeah, but the thing is it just starts back at the starting because I actually did it in a Mobius strip fashion.
Ooh, we have a phone call. Ooh.
Hello.
How romantic.
You're listening to Underplayed Underpaid, and who's this calling? Are you there?
Hey, it's Nick.
Well, hey, Nick.
What's going on?
Yeah, we have to put on our headphones in order to hear you. So, is this Gain Music's Nick?
It is indeed.
Well, I have a question. What do you think you're about to gain from this conversation? I mean...
Fresh scent.
A whole lot of insight.
Okay, yes. What about outside? Nobody ever wants outside anymore.
No, it's true. No, what they're always looking for is inside. But then really, when you go out of a building, what are you looking for? It's not inside anymore. It's outside. Yeah, it's outside.
So, Nick, has it been a lot of fun hanging with the Band boys lately?
In cardboard boxes.
Yeah, well, I was wondering when that story would come out. So, it's out there in the world, and I was kind of wondering what the light was, but now we know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like fooling with you guys and playing tricks on you, but the fact of the matter is it brought you guys closer as friends.
It really did. It really did.
So you can thank me for that later.
So, in this kind of a business relationship, is it a good idea to get that close with the people that are underneath you?
Yeah, sometimes to gain knowledge about a person, you have to get really personal.
It's a very intimate experience.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Nick. And is there any tickets to give away for this event?
Yeah. We would do a couple tickets for maybe the next caller in.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
I might call myself.
I got my show on speed dial.
Hey, Nick, show us your best romantic mouth sound on a phone.
Did you see it?
Well, let me see if you can go... or whistle.
I'd say if I were going to do my most romantic mouth sound, it would be, I'm Gerard Butler.
I thought it was just the part.
Well, I mean, the Gerard Butler is just to get the women.
Yeah, that's right. It's the thing is when you get really close to a mic, it gets really intimate. You know what I'm saying?
And it does that Scottish "e" sound with the lips.
Well, how do you get romantic when you're Scottish? I'd like to take you home. I'd like to take you home.
Blondie.
You're so
Blondie.
beautiful. You're beautiful. You're right.
You're listening to Underplayed and Underpaid on University of Guelph Community Campus Radio, CFRU, and we got Nick from Gain Music on the line. And is there anything that you wanted to talk about, Nick, while we got you on the phone?
You know what? I was just sort of enjoying hearing the guys talk, and just wanted to call and say hi and verify the story. So,
well, thank you very much for calling in for your confirmation.
We should really still clarify though. We're talking about the teabag and the cardboard box story, right?
Yeah.
And the aliens and the whole...
Yeah.
They are out there.
Right on, Nick. Well, thank you very much for calling in, and we got to open up the phone lines here. So the next person who calls 519-837-2378 will win tickets to come see You the Band's their new album release, which is at the E-Bar this Friday.
It is, and we'll see you there.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Nick. Nick Weaver from Game Music, everybody.
Love you, Nick.
See you guys.
So yeah, the phone lines are open. 519-837-2378 is the number. You can call and get 2 tickets for this Friday's album release at the E-Bar by You the Band. So call in, and then when I'm on the phone with you, everybody else can listen to You the Band just talk about crazy stuff like they always do.
Crazy stuff?
Crazy stuff.
You're the one who talks about crazy stuff. We're all sane.
You prompt it. You give us a script.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything here is the sole proprietorship of Brian. And
we don't act like we're basically like husks of people.
Yeah, we're shells. Yeah. We're like Tio Sente.
We are filled with the Tio Sente.
Do you want to know what
Brian forces upon us?
Do you want to know what Tio Sente is?
I don't think I do. I would love to.
It's an early form of maize. It's where it evolved from, and
little
so
tiny little things, right?
Little tiny things, and they're very fractious. They used to shed a lot of seeds, and they weren't very good for agriculture. But since then, we have made it so that they become the modern corn kernel or maize, if you will.
Maize.
That's all, maize.
Wow, that's
amazing.
That's amazing. Oh, wait, no, was I supposed to say that's amazing there? Just stop taking the script. I need to see it too.
That says fan-mazing.
Oh, okay, fan-mazing.
How come Tavis and Toby didn't make it into the show today?
Toby's in Oakville. T. Bonicus is tripping the light fantastic over in Bramladesh somewhere or something like that, and he is no doubt eating a delicious Danish.
With raisins.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you guys were featured actually in January's new issue of Music Lives magazine,
which may have been the best article they've ever done.
It's a great read. You definitely got to check it out.
Just opening it.
It takes a while to open because it's really big.
Yeah.
Find the page. What page is it on?
I think I found.
That's it.
I think I got it here.
Oh, it's on page 3.
Oh, look at that. And that's an advertisement for the radio show.
Well paired.
Underplayed.
Well paired.
I think I may have reversed the name of your show on my post earlier. I think I might have said Underplayed. No, Underpaid and Underplayed.
It happens.
I might as well just read a quote here.
Yes, please do.
Use a thespian's voice for sure.
By utilizing different equations, or diffies in the parlance of our time, we can isolate the things that make the listener as uncomfortable as is humanly possible, but without taking away from our self-gratification and personal self-aggrandizement.
Ooh. There's a little snippet from the interview at Music Lives magazine.
Yeah, that's us talking.
You sound like Mother Tongue there.
That was oh man. For those of you who haven't heard Mother Tongue before, you should really check him out. He's been part of my dreams.
Him and the Tea Party.
It's a beautiful article, though, if anybody did pick up that Music Lives.
It's the first article ever that gives answers to questions that weren't asked yet.
Definitely, and you definitely should check it out. Everybody out there in listener land, grab your issue of the January issue of Music Lives magazine. It's the new format, and get it before it's gone. And I can't wait to see what the new one looks like. I saw a picture of it, but I didn't actually read too much into the February issue of Music Lives magazine, which ought to be amazing. Well, you already talked about that. Here are some answers to
no one can tell that you're looking at a piece of paper right now on the radio. Just so you know,
and nobody can see when I'm doing quotation marks.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
So I'll try to tell everybody on listener land what he's doing as it happens. So he's leaning casually on the desk, exclaiming, rubbing his chin thoughtfully.
Does You the Band have any new
pointing at his mouth
shirts or
quotations?
Merch?
Shirts or merch. So what we did this time was we actually have created voodoo dolls of each of the members of the band.
Oh, yeah.
So this way, when we're on stage, if you want us to gyrate in a certain motion, which, I mean, is often the request of the fans, you can do it. We include the string.
My voodoo doll actually precogs my future. So in it, I have a much larger gut than I do right now. So any damage you do to it will not happen until my gut gets larger. So it's like a safety, it's like you know how people have safe words? Safe words are out there. I have safety words, safety voodoos, but my doll is safe. It's a safe doll. Because of the gut. But, I mean, you feed me enough beer, and I will quickly become my voodoo doll.
Yeah.
And at which point, everything will be happening to me. And it'll all happen at once instead of in real time.
Yeah.
Quotations.
Oh, thank you. That's right. Touching his teeth thoughtfully.
So other than that, then we have, I think that otherwise we have standard stuff. I printed some posters.
Oh, yeah, we got posters for the show.
Yeah.
Big ones. Pretty ones that we're selling.
Yeah.
And, Jess got a T-shirt that it looked like Rod Stewart.
Tav Stewart.
Yeah, Tav Stewart. That's the one.
One of the many incarnations.
We used to have that in 3/4 length, but we sold it out really fast.
Yeah, so now we still have T-shirts.
T-shirts. Baseball tees, they're called. Baseball tees.
I want one. I'll get you one of these if you get one of those.
I'll get that one. I'll take a switcheroo. The old switcheroo. Shirt off your back for the shirt off my back. Hold on. What am I? Oh, no. I'm wearing a socialist shirt today. Look at that.
Oh.
Triple CP. Hammer and sickle. Even though I'm going to tell you right now that I think communism is as stupid as capitalism. I'm just going to put that out there.
It's
That
the
was-
stupidest form of capitalism.
They're both stupid. Each one.
Do you have a favorite?
Between the two of them?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
While we're talking about random things, pro-life ads on buses.
Oh my God! Who else is sick of that? If you feel like calling in and telling me how sick you are of seeing pro-life things on the backs of buses, I wish pro-life people would shut up.
And win tickets, 519-837-2378. And then, and if you call in right now, I'll get you, the band, to talk about what's going on over the next week at musiclives.ca while I talk to you on the phone. How about that? 519-837-2378. I'm almost spitting on the board. And, that's how you get free tickets for this Friday's show at the E-Bar album release party. In other news, if you type in you, the band, like you, parentheses, on your BlackBerry, what comes up, Jeremy?
Broken heart symbol.
And why did you decide to
I didn't
call
decide.
BlackBerry and say, make this happen?
I was like, guys at RIM.
I have a job for you.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, we've got a phone call.
We got a phone call. Phone call.
All right, I'm going to recite a
Phone
poem
call.
while this happens.
Underplayed and underpaid.
We love poems.
I love poems.
Hey, all right. So I'm gonna just let the guys talk
Okay,
about
and
what's
from
coming up on the
Nantucket.
next
Wait, I've got one written down here.
Okay, here, let's
You guys
hear
want to start?
Let's hear it.
Hey,
We're gonna-
third.
Oh,
What's
look at
gonna
this.
happen?
Oh, what's
Oh.
it? Okay, so Paul McLeod at Jimmy Jazz on the 3rd didn't know that he had no spaz or something.
CFRU 93.3 hosts Underplayed and Underpaid on the 3rd. Oh, is that today?
Ah.
It is. Open stage with Dave Huber at Dougal's Guelph. I think I screwed that up.
Doogies. It's at Doogies.
Open Stag with Dave Huber at Douglas. Douglas.
Okay. So
Douglas.
So we're
Douglas
on.
Guelph.
So we're on the 4th now.
Okay. Hold on.
Carmen-
I don't think we're supposed to start on the 4th. Are we supposed to do the 4th? Carmen Spade.
Oh, Spade.
Solo piano
Plano.
at
Oh,
Main-
what's a Plano?
Hey,
Is that a woodworking
this place
machine?
here, Manhattan's. Manhattan's.
Manhattan's.
I made the piano in that place.
Oh, that's true.
That's
There's
one
a
of mine.
Steinway Model A, right?
I think it's a Model A, yeah.
Yeah.
A2. Matt P. at
Doogies.
Doogies, again. I
Yeah.
think that's supposed to be an I, but it looks like an L to me.
Well, the
Dougals.
orange on the gray background.
Guelph.
Gain Music. This is on the 5th.
Host
Gain Music,
Jordan
Horse Jordan
Raycroft, Dominique Frycoat. Frycoat. It's Frycoat. At 39 Carden Street.
That's the open space.
Hey, John Zadro. He plays my piano all the time. He comes to the shop and he says, "Hey, how's it going, buddy? Love your piano. A little bit sharp in the treble."
Yeah, well, he's going to be doing that very same thing solo at Manhattan.
And then there's going to be the Red Brick session host, not to be confused with the Red
Brick.
Red Brick.
Oh no, wait, to be confused with the Red Brick session host.
Also live music series with Bryn at also not to be confused with the Red Brick Cave. A Baby Music hosts the Vaudevillians with Elisha Brilla, and the Royal Streets at the Dougals in Guelph. Music Lives hosts Name That Tune at Jimmy Jazz. And on the 6th, we have Mike something at Dougals Guelph.
And then
open mic at the ANIF Club, 344.
Yeah, that's the one in Guelph.
Yeah, you want to be careful when you're getting your ANIF checked that there's no open mics in there because there's 344 of them. And anyhow, on the 7th, we got Paul Taylor Trio at Manhattan's. How long are we supposed to go through these? All of them?
Oh, hey, wait. Here's an important one. I found one.
Oh, Gain Music hosts Ooh the Band CD release party at the Ebar.
Eber, is that like Babar?
There is other stuff going on that night, but if I was to mention it, it would bastardize my event, and there's a conflict of interest there.
Mark Carl's at Doogie's Guelph, Hillside Inside hosts a Tribe Called Red with the special guest Lido Pimlenta at St. George's Church. Hillside Inside hosts Fab 5 Cabaret at Riverrun Center.
That was like a rap song.
8th of February, Rorschach at Manhattan's, Brodium
McCuba. Country Night with Ty Bates. Hillside Inside hosts July Talk with special guests the Darcys at St. George's Church.
Hillside Inside hosts Timber with special guest Tanya Tagak at St. George's Church. Sweet Talk at
Childs
Gay music.
Let's host.
Let's just be friends.
Macaulay and Wandering the Bones. Oxford Blue. Clara Engel at the Van Goghs here.
At the Van Goghs here.
Now,
and that's what's happening this week.
We'd like to read a poem now. This is very important. You guys are going to hear a side of us that you're not used to hearing.
Maybe we should just...
It might be a bit...
just do them by heart.
Yeah, let's do one by heart.
Okay, we'll go line for line.
We're going to go line for line here.
Tittleby Tandy ate tons of candy.
The man named Jack was diligent, yet handy.
And though handy he was, and candy he did have, in hand he lost the candy and was sad.
Did trickle the stream, while did divide the mean, for those who deposit and clean a shiny penny for your dreams.
And that shiny penny did find its way into the dreams of a boy. And that boy did find that penny was no more coy than he.
Pray look, pray smell, pray taste the sweat and the tears. Pray notice the hummingbird as it sits and suckles at the syrup.
The hum you hear, it will be blue with your tears, and it will slap the ground like the quake, and like the child who sees no candy that he can make.
Quench it, nay taste it, nay call me solitary.
All right,
let's squelch that.
We have to stop our poetry there.
I want to thank Jordan for calling in and winning 2 tickets. And I asked him if he had any special requests or questions for the band. He said, "Yeah, can you, the band, please cut the last 2 minutes of every song?" It's more like musical masturbation than dance music. So, thank you very much for calling in with your 2 cents, Jordan. And yeah,
I like that guy.
Yeah.
What if that guy's awesome?
He's already got tickets to the show. And he's bringing more people, so that's why he called in for tickets.
Radically smooth
Smart
jazz.
Guy. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I don't watch.
Oh, it was
those
Russia versus Toronto.
Right? Oh, I remember that. And Russia scored in the end. And that guy, remember when he tripped, but he scored and he was flying through the air? His name's Paul Henderson. Paul Henderson. He had the maple leaf on him. It was blue. It was blue. And his skates were. The problem was he stepped on someone's stick during the football game, and he tripped.
I don't know if you saw this, but they were interviewing the MVP from the game afterwards. And,
most valuable person.
And a guy came up and grabbed the mic and said, 9/11 is an inside job perpetrated by our own government, and was quickly grabbed, but he got it in and said that. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's kind of funny. That's gotta give that guy. He's got a pair of the cojones with some A's, and
Guantanamo.
I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty damning indictment. But I don't know if it's true or not. Being a Canadian, but I will say this. He did definitely say that because I didn't see it, but you saw it,
and so he must have.
And so.
I'm going to post that on the Underplayed and Underpaid Facebook page, and also the first interview and a link to the second interview with you, the band. Thank you guys very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're closing down. And, well, I want to say thanks to Josh Gabriel for being on the show last week from Turtle Shell Studios. You guys ever done any work with Turtle Shell Studio yet?
No. That sounds like a fun place.
Check out last week's interview.
Sounds like he'll help me come outside of my shell.
And next week I got the Jailer's Daughter. Are you familiar with the band Jailer's Daughter?
No. Nice name, though.
Yeah, check them out. They're going to be. It's going to be a fun time, and also, answers to questions like how do blind people know when they're done wiping, and all kinds of good fun stuff. So tune in next week to Underplayed and Underpaid.
That's actually a really good question. How do blind people know?
Well, you got to wait until next week for the answer. All right, well, we're done. I got to go. Stay tuned for 2 hours of Blues Around the Block, and then, of course, The Fuzz is happening tonight. There's Mo. Mo Coffee is on next. So thanks again, everybody, for listening. Thanks to you, the band, and make sure you come out Friday to the E-Bar and check out the show and get an album.
Hey, everybody. 7 o'clock Monday night. And those of you who listen